Hi, I'm Tamra Judge from The Real Housewives of Orange County, and I'm coming to you from Perez TV. This season on The Real Housewives of Orange County.
Oh, damn it! The girls are here!
I've been on the show since season 3. We're now in season 10, which puts me in my 8th year of being a housewife. I'd have to say my life has changed drastically since I've been on the show. I came on the show as a married woman, and season 4-ish, 5-ish, I can't remember. I can't even remember. My life kind of happens in seasons now. And I got divorced. I got remarried. My life has just gone through so many ups and downs, and now I'm a grandmother and happily married, and I own my own fitness studio. We've gone through so many housewives, and it takes really strong personalities to stay on the show. And we have a new girl, Megan, and I think she's a great addition to the show. And I think that, you know, us girls this year is a little bit different. There's not a lot of petty drama. It's really about true life issues and things we go, you know, things we're dealing with right now. And it's not a lot about, like, you didn't invite me to a party, you stole my seat. Like, it's not a lot of that this year. Vicki and Brooks are dealing with cancer, or maybe they're not. It's all to be seen. Shannon's dealing with some major marriage issues. I become a grandmother. I have a new sex tape, and then I get baptized. So, I mean, my story is like from one end to other. Like, I'm always like, I'm never a shortage for storyline. You know what? It's really, when it comes to Brooks, it's a very touchy subject, because you never in a million years want to think that somebody you know is lying about cancer. And how it all plays out is very suspicious, and it makes you just want to think, like, is he telling the truth or is he not telling the truth? So, you know, at the end of the day, nobody really knows except for him and a doctor. You know, so I always say, if he's lying, I hope he gets help, and if he's not lying, I hope he gets help. You know, nobody wants anybody to have cancer, but then again, you don't want somebody to be lying about it. I don't really want to judge anybody. And, you know, I love Vicki for who she is. I see past a lot of people's, you know, insecurities and their problems and their issues, and nobody's perfect. And, you know, I love her like a sister. And, you know, it's hard for me. It's hard because I do see some things that I don't necessarily agree with, but I don't have to agree with everything. You know what? I'm probably the only one close to her this season, because, you know, going through everything I've gone through, especially last year, being so judged and all those horrific stories about me out in the press, being a monster mom and this and that, I know what it's like to be odd man out and to have so many stories been told about you that's not the truth. We do shed some light on last season. I think last season I was going through personally, off camera, a really hard time in my life. And you will see that some of the things that I brought to surface are actually issues this year. And some of the things I didn't really, it wasn't my fault. So, you know, it's funny how things turn around. I think a lot of it was like the old game of telephone. Like, I'm going to tell you this, and you're going to tell this person that, and they're going to tell, you know, and it's like when someone says to me, for instance, Lizzie going, so what do you think about this Brooks guy? And I'm like, I don't think he's a great guy. And this person telling this person, next thing you know, Tamra said that. No, I never said that. All I said was, I think he's a good guy. You know, and if you want, I'm not going to apologize for being honest. And if you can't take the truth, then too bad. A lot of people, you know, were throwing out stories that I lost custody of my kids. My kids don't want anything to do with me. My older daughter hates me and all these things. And it's just absolutely not true, and so hurtful, because they're my kids. You know, they're my first priority. They're my love. They're everything to me. And it's hurtful not only to me, but also to them. And it's just sad. You can call me any name you want. You can call me old, you can call me fat, you can call me ugly, you can call me anything, but just, like, don't screw with my kids. Ryan is actually a big part of my storyline this year. Last year you see me freaking out because he left his entire life, which he was doing so well, to go up to Northern California to be with Sarah, who had 3 kids from a previous relationship. And oh my God, I was just so worried that he was doing the wrong thing. And it happened. I couldn't stop it. It happened. And now, you know, they're proud, you know, parents of little Ava. You know, now that I have my granddaughter, Ava, I am so in love with her. And it's so nice to, like, see her and hold her and kiss on her and then walk away. But you know, there's always that feeling of, oh, my husband, I love him so much, and he is everything to me, that I would love to see a baby between us. Although I can't have kids anymore, so we'd have to do a surrogate. But you know, there's always that little bit of hope. I originally asked Ryan, I really wanted Ryan to be out here because Sarah was having some really bad health issues, and I think you might have seen last year, both her parents have passed away. So she really doesn't have a lot of people in her life that can help her out. So I wanted them to come out here so I can help her, help Ava, you know, help her with the kids. And it was very hard for them to relocate because neither one of them had jobs out here. So I agreed to financially help them relocate, get themselves settled. And you know, if I couldn't do that, like, I wouldn't be a good mom as far as I'm considered. And I did it. And I think that at the time, I was talking to Eddie, and he thought that I was going to financially support them for the rest of their lives or whatever, and he didn't agree with that. But, you know, I did it. He's my son, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I think that Bora Bora was one of my most, you know, like, favorite episodes ever because it was Eddie and I, and we got engaged, and it was so beautiful. And to this day, like, Eddie and I have traveled so many places. We're going to Greece next week, and I think that Bora Bora was one of the most beautiful places I've ever been to in my life. Well, this year was Vicki's choice to where we were going, and she took us to Tahiti. I am very naked in Tahiti. It was just it was a girls' trip, and I just kind of felt the need to be like liberated and naked, and I might regret it once I see it. I'm hoping they don't show much of it, but they show it in the teaser. I'm like, oh, what was I thinking, you know? For the most part, I think everybody got along. We got to know Megan better, and we bonded in so many levels, and I think that the viewers are going to love the episode. Well, you know what? Lizzie and I had kind of I don't even know if it was a bad, just a weird experience last year. She comes back this year, and we tend to get along. Like, I don't think people understand, like, if you're nice to me, I'm nice to you. If you want to cross me, like, I could be the biggest bitch you've ever met in your life. So I'm the wrong person to cross. So if you have a problem with the truth, I'm the wrong person to cross, because I will tell you exactly what the truth is. And for Lizzie, you know, reality TV is not cut out for everybody. I think that she's a nice girl, but I think that reality TV is just not her thing. It's just not who she is. You're gonna actually see Lynn, who is I'm still friends with Lynn, and she comes to the baby shower for Ava, and you'll get to catch up on her life and what she's doing and what she's not doing. And she's divorced, and she's a grandma now, and you know, she's really a great girl. I think if I had the choice to bring anybody back, I'd probably bring back Tammy Knickerbocker, just because I love her. I think that she's a fun girl. She has so much potential, and she's kind of raw on camera.